Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about writing creatively, specifically using figures of speech. Now before anything else, let's have a short description or definition of what figures of speech are. Figures of speech are rhetorical devices that achieve a special effect by using words in distinctive ways. When we say a special effect, this means an artistic effect. It is something that a writer would use in order to add flair or creativity in the sentences or expressions that he would use or he would write. Also, these are phrases with meaning that is something entirely different other than that of the words themselves. We have to bear in mind that in creative writing, we have what we would call literal meaning versus figurative meaning. As such, when a writer uses figures of speech in his writing, it is something that doesn't have to be taken to literal, as what has been mentioned earlier, it is a creative way of expressing oneself. Furthermore, figures of speech are expressions in which words are not used in their literal sense. And lastly, figures of speech are designed to portray an idea more clearly or more interestingly. Again, this is something that stimulates the imagination. It plays on the imagination of both the reader and the writer. Now at this point, we're going to talk about the uses of figures of speech. Now you might be wondering, of course, why use figures of speech in writing? Well, here are some of the reasons why we should use figures of speech. First, using figures of speech helps writers to create images, pictures, or scenes in the minds of the readers. Again, figures of speech plays on the imagination of the writer and the reader. As such, when we use figures of speech, it adds color to the particular statement that he or she is writing about. Also, figures of speech help spark the interest of the readers by playing on the imaginative thinking of both the writer and the reader, just like what has been mentioned earlier. And lastly, it is used to creatively express an otherwise regular statement. Now that we have discussed about the definition and uses of figures of speech, that leaves us with the question, what are the different types of figures of speech? Now, while there are multiple types of figures of speech, here are some of the commonly used types. We have simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, onomatopoeia, irony, paradox, metonymy, synecdoche, understatement, oxymoron, euphemism, and apostrophe. As I have mentioned earlier, there are multiple types of figures of speech. Hence, in this video, we're going to focus on simile, metaphor, personification, and hyperbole. First, we have simile. Simile makes a comparison of the characteristics between two completely different objects. It is worth noting that simile uses the words like or as when making comparisons. For example, we have the statement, he is like a lion. When we say that he is like a lion, again, just like what I have mentioned earlier, it's a figure of speech, hence it is not supposed to be taken to literal. As such, when we say that a person is like a lion, it doesn't mean that a man actually transforms into a lion. It's not that. It could mean that he is brave or he is strong. Remember that in simile, the similar characteristics between the two objects are being compared. Hence, this could mean that the person is able to exhibit the characteristics which are similar to that of the characteristics of a lion, which is either brave or strong. Remember that when we use like in simile, it may need further interpretation, as of course the characteristics or the qualities are not clearly stated. However, another example would be, he is as brave as a lion. For this example, we're using the expression as blank as, wherein we indicate the actual characteristic, which is brave. For this example, we're able to identify that the person is compared to a lion because he is able to show courageousness or braveness similar to that of a lion. Remember that when you're using as in simile, it's much more direct or has a clearer comparison because the qualities are directly stated. Another type of figure of speech is a metaphor. A metaphor compares two unlike objects or things which may have some similar qualities. Now, the metaphor is similar to a simile because they both compare two objects. However, a metaphor is different because it does not use like or as. Example, he is a bear in the morning. Now, for this example, we are comparing two objects, which is the person, he, and the animal bear. Again, since this is a figure of speech, it doesn't have to be taken literally. It doesn't mean that the person actually turns into a bear. It only means that the person is able to show the characteristics similar to that of a bear. Now, what are the characteristics of a bear? It could be that a bear is wild or a bear could be scary. Depending on whichever is appropriate, we could come up with the interpretation that he is scary or irritable in the morning. Now at this point, we're going to discuss the similarities and differences between a simile and a metaphor. In terms of similarities, both the simile and metaphor make comparisons between two distinct objects. For differences, a simile uses like or as, while a metaphor, of course, does not use like or as when comparing. Furthermore, a simile tends to express a more direct comparison between the two objects being compared, while metaphor may require further interpretation. To continue, we're going to discuss personification. Personification gives an inanimate object the qualities of a living thing. It is used to add creative flair in writing, and again, must not be taken literally. One of the characteristics of personification is that it aims to give objects qualities that persons or living things can only do. For example, the leaves danced with the wind. For this particular example, we have the inanimate object leaves and the characteristics of a living thing, which is danced. Again, as mentioned earlier, this is something that doesn't have to be taken literally. As such, when we say the leaves danced with the wind, it doesn't mean that the leaves actually danced. Rather, this could mean that the leaves are gently falling down, okay, while being blown by the breeze. It would refer to the motion that the leaves would make whenever they fall from the tree, as if they are dancing. And lastly, we have hyperbole. Hyperbole uses extreme exaggeration. It stirs up emotions among the readers and exaggerates to lay emphasis on a certain quality or feature. Take note that one of the characteristics of hyperbole is exaggeration. When we say exaggeration, it is to express something that is less likely to happen or very much near impossible to be accomplished. For example, I will go and bring you the moon. When we say that a person would go and bring the moon, it doesn't mean that he or she would actually carry the moon or bring the moon to someone. This could mean that a person will do anything to make another person happy. It means that I will do anything I can to make you happy. Take note that hyperbole could be used to add a romantic flair or to impress someone. Another example would be, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Of course, when you say eating a horse, it doesn't literally mean to eat an entire horse. Okay? Now take note that in some cultures, eating horse meat is okay, but it doesn't mean to eat the actual horse itself. This could mean that the person is very hungry. It could mean I am very hungry, or I have a huge appetite that I could actually eat a big meal. But it doesn't mean the actual horse itself. Now at this point, we're going to have a pop quiz. Now, you're going to identify what figure of speech is used in the sentences. I will show you examples, and after 3 seconds, the answer will be shown in order to determine whether you got the answer right or wrong. First, please know that I will cross the oceans just to be with you. Time's up. The answer is hyperbole. Why is this an example of a hyperbole? Because, of course, this is an example of an exaggeration. It's near impossible for a single person to cross all the oceans because oceans are known to be very wide and very deep. Another example, I felt the sun kiss my cheeks as I was walking in the garden. Time is up. The answer is personification. Why is this an example of a personification? Because we are adding characteristics of a person, such as kissing, to an inanimate object, which is the sun. Again, this is not to be taken literally, because if it's going to be taken too literally, it means that we're going to actually burn if a sun would kiss us. This would only mean that the person was able to feel the rays of the sunlight, the warmth of the sun. Let's have another example. I like her. She is like a gentle angel. Time is up. The answer is a simile. While it aims to compare two objects such as angel and the person, this is an example of a simile because we use the expression or the word like. Another example is this. Your talent is a seed that is nurtured by practice. Time is up. The correct answer is metaphor. Similar to the example above, this aims to compare two objects, which is talent and seed. However, unlike the first example or simile, it does not use the word like or as. This is merely an indirect comparison between a talent and it being compared to a seed. Let's have the last batch. Like diamonds, her eyes sparkled under the moonlight. Time is up. The answer is a simile. Again, this aims to compare two objects, which would be diamonds and the eyes. This is a simile because we use the expression or the word like. And lastly, I can't believe how much you've grown. You're as tall as a mountain. Time is up. Did you get the correct answer? The answer is a simile. However, this could also be an example of a hyperbole. Let me explain. This is an example of a simile because we have comparisons. We have the person and the mountain. And we use the expression as tall as. However, this could also be an expression of a hyperbole because if a person is considered as tall as a mountain, it's quite impossible. No one is as tall as a mountain. It's near impossible for a person to actually be as tall as a mountain. This is merely an expression used that a person could mean that he is very tall or he is quite taller than everybody else. To recap, a simile directly compares characteristics of two distinct objects using like or as, while a metaphor indirectly compares characteristics of two distinct objects, and unlike simile, it does not use like or as. Personification gives inanimate objects qualities which are normally exhibited by living things, and hyperbole uses exaggeration to give emphasis to a particular quality or feature.